Hello guys and welcome to the first video from the series TOEFL PrepX for the Internet-Based Test or the IBT, brought to you by Utkalp Digital Classes. This video is for anyone who is trying to prepare for the TOEFL examination or is curious about what the examination holds. Before you start preparing, kindly take a note of how this series will go along. The first section will include an introductory part where I'll talk about the what, why and how of the examination. What is TOEFL? Why should you give the TOEFL? And how do you prepare for the TOEFL examination? This will include knowing the test format, knowing where you stand, and getting the correct resources. Next, I will talk about three different plans, level 1, level 2 and level 3, which I'll explain to you as you go along. And finally, I'll talk about some essential strategies for the different sections in the paper, be it reading, writing, listening, speaking, or what you need to do on the test day. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Raghav Chaturvedi. I scored 117 out of 120 in the TOEFL IBT in October 2019. My result is in front of you. So when you give the examination, your scores will come in this format. And then what you can easily note from these scores is the paper consists of 120 marks and you will be scored in 4 different sections: reading, listening, speaking and writing, and each section will have a total marks of 30. So let's tackle the first question, which is what is the TOEFL examination? The TOEFL, or the Test of English as a Foreign Language, is a standardized test conducted by the Educational Testing Service. Kindly note that ETS is the same service that brings to you the GRE examination. This test measures the English language ability of non-native speakers wishing to enroll in English-speaking universities. This test comes in two formats, which is the Internet-Based Test or the IBT, which is the more prominent one these days, and the paper-based test, which is the PBT. This series will focus on the IBT, which is the Internet-Based Test, which has been more prevalent in recent times. The maximum score on the IBT is 120. The next question that we look at is why should you give the test? The TOEFL exam is accepted and required by more than 9,000 colleges, universities, agencies and institutions in over 130 countries. This requirement is probably the most important reason why one goes on to give this examination. Some reasons to take this test include: the first will be to test your English proficiency with a standardized official exam. The second one, and the most prominent one, would be for university applications. For example, almost all the universities in the US, Canada, Europe require TOEFL as a prerequisite. Third one will be an immigration requirement, and fourth will be to apply for a course or a job. Now that you have decided to give the exam, let me brief you on how to prepare for it. This will be done in a series of 9 steps. The first step would be to familiarize yourself with the test format. The second would be to give a practice test online and to note your scores. In the first step, you will get to know what is the test all about, what is the duration of the test, how many sections are there, what are the maximum scores on each section, and what do the examiners expect from you. In the second step, you can give a practice test online on the ATS website, or there are other websites available as well which offer these tests. And it is very crucial that you note your scores on the first practice test that you give. Step number 1 and step number 2 should be done before you dive into any resource. After doing step number 1 and step number 2, there comes the next 2 steps, which are 3 and 4. Now is the time when the actual preparation starts. You should first know what your minimum score requirements are, and then you should set a target score which is higher than this score. And let me brief you about this through some examples. First of all, what is the minimum score requirement? Every university that you're applying to, or every job that you're applying to, will generally have, I'm not being specific, there might be cases when there are no cutoffs, but generally they have a minimum cutoff score above which you should score in order to be eligible as a candidate. Thus, these minimum score requirements vary from university to university, and these can be as low as 55 or even less, and they can be as high as 112 as well. So you should first take a note of what are these minimum scores required by the university or the job that you're applying for. And even you should take a note of the different cutoffs in the various sections, because sometimes universities will not just give you a minimum score requirement like 112 out of 120. They will give you cutoff scores in the different sections. So there is a listening section, speaking section, reading section, and a writing section, and they can give you minimum scores which are 23, let's say 24, 26, and 28. So you should not only score 112, you should also score these respective scores at least in all the different given sections. Now with this out of the way, how do you select a target score? I would suggest that your target score should be slightly higher than your minimum score. And then to give an example of what this really means is, if your minimum score requirements lie in the range 50 to 60, you should aim for 65 to 75 as your target score. Similarly, if your minimum score requirement is 65 to 75, you should go for the 85 to 95 range as your target score, thus increasing it by 10 every time. If 110 is the minimum score requirement, I would suggest you aim for 115 to 120 as the score. With this out of the way, now you know what to expect. The next step is the most crucial step, which is selecting the preparation plan. There are 4 plans that I will talk about here. It's the level 1, the level 2, level 3, and level 0. Level 1 is for people whose practice test score in step number 2 is far below the minimum score requirement. Okay, what this really means, I'll give you an example. If the minimum score requirement is 90 and you scored around 60 to 70 in the practice test that you gave, then I suggest that you go back and you take the level 1. Similarly, if your practice test score is close to the minimum score requirement, which means if your practice test score, if this is the 90 is the minimum and your practice test score is in the range 85 to 95 or close to it, then you should go on level 2. Level 3 is slightly for the advanced audience. So if your practice test score is close to your target score, so if 90 was the minimum score requirement and you had set a target score of 110, and your test score in the practice exam comes out to be 112 or 108 or something close to 110, then what you should do is, then you should go back and you should take the level 3. I am not specifying the time duration for all these because the time taken by different candidates will vary. The level 4 is suggested for people who are extremely short on time, so you cannot go in depth of every area and every aspect. Level 4 will work easily for people who already have a strong command on the English language, but for people who are slightly weak, then I would not suggest you to go for the level 0. The next step will be step number 6. Book a test slot on the ETS website. This is also a very crucial step. Once you book a slot, then you will know how to prepare for it, and you will sort of have a deadline or a specific amount of days that, and then after you have a specific amount of days, you can prepare yourself in a similar fashion. Step number 7 would be to learn the essentials required to ace the test. I'll be doing a video on this where every section has some essential tips that help you score higher. Step number 8 would be some tips for the test day. This is also a very important part because this test would involve you to speak and listen and write, and there are several things that can happen on the test day that might reduce your score. So I will tell you how to avoid these things. The last step would be to give more and more practice tests. As you practice more, as you see a lot of questions, you'll get much better at scoring higher. With this in mind, I thank you and let's dive into the series.